Hey everyone, I will just get to the point of this video ASAP, and I have something here with me. As you can see, this particular thing has helped me to focus, has helped me to improve my focus, and this thing has helped me a lot in not zoning out while trying to focus on something that requires a lot of focus, a task which is just a lot focus intensive than our day-to-day activities which are not so focus intensive. So yeah, what is this thing? I don't know how I came up to this thing, or like I don't know when I even started to do this thing. I think maybe like 3 months ago, I was just trying to focus while studying, and I thought, I don't know what I thought, but yeah, this thing basically started. It's a bracket, as you can see. So like there are brackets and there are lines in between. So what is this? What is this bracket and what are these lines? Basically, when you start to study, or let's say when you start to like do something which requires. Anyways, so I was saying that whenever you are trying to start a thing, a task, or let's say you are going to study, or you are going to start your work, and you just sit down on your table, right? You start your work. Just make one bracket like this. Just make one bracket and start your work. And keep in mind that you are sitting here to do this work, and you are supposed to focus, right? You're not supposed to daydream or zone out or worry about anything. Okay, you are supposed to study or work. Now start your work. Let's say you are working, and let's say you worked for few minutes, and you just get a random thought. Okay, you just get a random worry. You just get a random anything. It could be anything. Let's say you thought about you just like start to think about have you bought your groceries, or you just like start to think about what you're going to make in your dinner, or your friend owe you some money, or you have assignment due, or you have, let's say, a project, or let's say you haven't went to gym for like 1 week and now you want to go to gym, and all those things, right? Any distraction, any worry, any concern that you get while working on your thing, right? As soon as you snap out of it, as soon as you snap out of that distraction, let's say you were studying, right? Or like let's say you were working on something, right? You were coding, or you were doing anything. You were doing your thing, right? And you're working, and just a random thought comes to your brain, right? Let's say you think about I haven't bought groceries, so I want to buy groceries, and this thought just comes to your mind, and this just leads to you. This just lead you to some daydream thought, and now you're just like daydreaming and imagining stuff, and you're not even like focusing on your thing, which is your work. And let's say after 20 seconds of doing this thing, after this 20 or let's say 1 minute of being distracted, you just like snap out of it. You just remember, oh fuck, like you were doing something else, and you were supposed to study here. At that moment, put one line in your bracket. Okay, so like you have an open bracket, you just have like put one bracket and just put one line here, and get back to your study, or let's say get back to your work, right? And then you work for more time, like you try to focus, you do your thing, and then you get one more distraction, or like one more concern, or one more anything, right? As soon as you snap out of it, put one more line here, and just go along and do your thing. Let's say you worked for 1 hour, and let's say you have 5, 10, 20, I don't know how many distractions you had. Now you have a quantified amount of distraction, or the amount or the number of distraction you had while working. So what is this? What is this? Like, what is the use of this thing? What will happen is, when you work and you, let's say you have like started your work with a stopwatch, and let's say you have worked for 40 minutes or 30 minutes, you have worked for 30 minutes, and let's say you have been distracted like 5 times in this 30 minutes, right? When you look at this bracket while working, when you see that you have already been distracted 5 times while working, it just, I have noticed this, your brain just gets conscious of any distraction or any reminder or any trick that your brain plays, to just get you out of your work. You just like see that you have already been distracted like 5 or 10 times till now, and you haven't done much work, because like you have put a clock stopwatch, and 40 minutes have passed away and you haven't done anything productive till now. So it just quantifies the amount of distractions you had till now. And this is very important because usually what we do is we try to work. Let's say we work for a few minutes and like 1 hour or 2 hours or whatever. And usually what happens with me is I work for one or 2 hours, and then I realize that in these 1 or 2 hours, I haven't really done much of actual work. I haven't like really achieved anything profound, or like I haven't like done anything substantial in this time that I have spent on this task. So this thing reminds me of that. While working on that task. And since I have this paper always with me while working, I have this catalog of distractions I have had while working, and this just like reminds me of the amount of time I have wasted already. And since I have this much amount of blank page left, it just like tells me about the amount of distractions, the amount of potential distraction I could have, and I could just waste that amount of time while working. So this is how it has helped me, and if you do this thing, I'm sure it will help you. Few more things which could aid in your focus, in your struggle with zoning out and daydreaming and maladaptive daydreaming, they say it is. Anyways, yeah. So first thing would be this, just having this paper. Second most crucial thing, which goes hands in hand with this thing, that is having a paper on which you can write while working the amount of distractions, not the amount of distractions, but the distractions that you get or the concerns that you get. Let's say I was working on my on something, and I get a distraction about, let's say I want to buy grocery, right? Or I want to throw away my garbage, Instead of doing it right away, or instead of like thinking about it too much for a few minutes and like wasting my time, my focus and my attention, what I can just do is write on that paper that concern and just keep it away, Let's say I was thinking about my groceries, I will write, I want to buy groceries, I will write it and I will keep it away. I won't think about it while working on my task, because I am working on my task right now. There is no reason for me to like think about grocery or haircut or anything else, That's just bullshit for me. So write that thing. I used to like write that thing on the back, but it just like filled away very quickly. Then I started to write these things on like small papers, and this has worked for me tremendously, like a lot, like I used to just procrastinate and get distracted while working and all those useless things. And this has like definitely helped me a lot. And of course, like I haven't, I don't like, I didn't saw this on some tips and tricks video. I just like started to do it by myself. I don't know how, but yeah, this has helped me a lot. So yeah, this focus sheet with paper, or you can just like do it on the back like me, which will have the concerns that you have at that time, and you can just write it and just put it away and continue your task. One more thing that you can do is and it is like very cliche and like it is very obvious, and that's turning off your phone, just putting on it on DND, do not disturb, and keep it somewhere that's not visible to you, or like that's just like you keep it away and you just like forget about it, So it could be some different room, and if you don't have a different room like me, I just have like one single room. You can like just put it in your cupboard, which I usually do. I just like put it in between my clothes, and that has worked for me really well, because when I keep it like that far away and in that cupboard, I usually like just forget about all those things, And of course, like if you have some important tasks or like something that is coming up, then you have to like put it on journal mode, not on D&D, you know. But yeah, that has worked for me. Aside from that, if you want to like just go too hardcore with your focus thing, what you can do is put a stopwatch. Let's say you were working for 10 minutes and then you stopped working, or like you had some thought and you just like stop working, you know, like you just like start to think about that thing. Stop that stopwatch right there. Stop it. Just clear out your thing, whatever you're thinking about, and then start it again as soon as you start to work again. So this will like just give you the amount of time that you were actually working for. So let's say you were technically, you know, you were sitting on a table for like 2 hours, but then you look at your stopwatch and that just has like 40 minutes, you know. So basically you just work for 40 minutes, and for 1 hour 20 minutes you were just like wasting your time. And of course, like you must have like listened about these things on different videos, but this was my experience. Anyways, yeah, peace out.